Ah, uh, Welcome people to another live stream. Today we're trying chest. I'm back. I'm feeling quite tired, even though I slept quite well, and I'm a bit agitated. I think this is because I wanted I woke up, I wanted to check the time, and then my alarm rang, and I was like, oh man. So yeah, but this shall not distract me or take away from my workouts. So let's just get right up into the first set. Woo. Okay, so now let's do some pull-ups. Ah, ah, very good. Nice to have you here. Hey man, I've been meaning to ask you, how's your headspace? You seemed really defeated a couple of weeks ago. Um, right now, as of today, I'm a bit agitated because I woke up and I wanted to check like the time, how much time I still had, like for sleep. And usually it's like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. or something like that. So I would usually have still a couple of hours. But my alarm rang and I was like, oh man, fuck this shit. And I'm a bit stressed out because of school, like many exams to do. And right now, I realized that I can no longer just pretty much do nothing and get good grades, sadly. And so, yeah, this kind of gets me a bit down. But besides that, I'm doing quite well. Yeah, I actually have to do some work. I know it's crazy. How could they do this to me? Um, First, let me drink something. Ah, well, don't let it get you down. Try to think of it as an exercise for your brain. Yeah, it's just I just now noticed that I have to change a lot of things, especially in terms of my work ethic, um, my mm, kind of devotion, or my motivation towards school. I have to change that, and yeah, it's not going to be as easy, but I'll have to make do. That's the thing, and yeah, now I just have to see how this is going to work out. To be honest, yeah, change is good for you. Yeah, but it doesn't say that it comes easy though. And yeah, one thing I've changed is no longer consuming any social media, any video games, pornography, whatever. And this is like something I tried to do for the last 3 years, pretty much. But now I've really gotten myself like blocked the websites, and so now with also having a bit more motivational drive behind that and all of it, and having taken a step back already, it's much easier. But yeah, it's still kind of hard. And yesterday, I don't know for how long you watch me, but originally I started the YouTube channel, the trying to become the man, the becoming the man series. I started it because of one girl, and there were some complications between us about in April, and like recently she texted me and mm, wanted to clear things up. And so we did this yesterday, and it was actually a great talk, though. I don't think we will ever have anything to do with one another ever again, but at least we could talk things out and have severed ties cleanly without anyone feeling bad or whatever. So yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, and for me now, it's just a bit of questioning, like how I will find like a woman that suits me, because quite frankly, I've found plenty of women over my time, or girls, whatever you want to say, befitting of the age. But yeah, there are plenty of fish out in the sea. But if you know anything about me, you know that I'm not the average person. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't consume video games, social media, pornography. Uh, I eat clean, I sleep clean, um, I exercise. I'm nearly the pinnacle of healthiness in some regards. And this is something that is not usually done, at least not in my generation. I mean, there are just a very few people who are actually living life healthily, and not only physically, but also mentally. Because I know I've got some problems, and I try to fix all of them. Um, so, whenever I encounter a problem, I just go try to analyze it, analyze the whys, and then figure out the way to move forward. And that's extremely healthy, good for her, man. Yeah. Ah, but it was really random though, because it was like on a Sunday on 3 a.m. At 3 a.m. And I was like, man, what the fuck? But yeah, we had a great talk about pretty much everything. Um, but yeah, like I said, for me, it's really hard to find someone that suits me, because I really figured out that I'm pretty damn unique in many cases. It was on her mind. She must have wanted to get it off her chest. That's such a healthy thing. Um, well, how she told me um, was she was a little bit drunk, was with her friends, and one of her friends texted her ex, and so she thought like, she could text me because she thought like kind of blocked her or whatever. And then she was actually kind of surprised when the message came through, but didn't take it back, and so one thing led to another, and we talked things out, and yeah, yeah. But I have to say, well, what really gets me is like realizing how unique I am and how little like girls actually fit towards me. I'm feeling better about it. Um, well, the thing is, I kind of like had it off my mind for a long time, and so yeah, I feel a bit better about it, but wasn't a main concern. But yeah, like I said, for me right now, the main concern is understanding my uniqueness, especially throughout my last few somewhat relationships, and how rare my attitude to life actually is, and how easy also it is to for me to fall into a pitfall. Because if you know anything about human psychology, so let's say you are starving right now, and I would come along, I would see you starving, I'd give you a little bit of food. So the next time you see me, what would you do? You would try everything to make me feel good and try to get the food again from me. Because this is just human psychology. If you have like a source of something that you direly need, you do not want the source to dry out. And the thing is with love, it's the same thing. If you're craving love and someone gives that to you, it might just be the smallest amount possible, but you will try to hook onto this and try to claim it and not let go of it anymore. And yeah, this is what makes it so difficult, in my opinion. Because, like, how are you supposed to love healthily if you feel, if deep down you're feeling extremely lonely? And so, because I am like that, it's easy to take advantage of my love. And I've seen this in the relationship with her. I mean, she was young, inexperienced, didn't know any better herself. I was young, stupid, and didn't know any better myself. But yeah, after all, I realized how vulnerable I actually am in relationships. And so, yeah, this makes it an interesting point when starting a new relationship, probably. Because if you know that, like, yeah, that you're majorly at a disadvantage, that it's easy to take advantage of your love, then it's like, oh shit, might want to be a bit more careful. But on the other hand, you want a relationship so desperately. But yeah, That's just my opinion on this matter. But for now, let's just hit another set. Ah, but yeah, that's something I need to get off my chest, though. Oh, okay. Now, another set of pull-ups. That can be very complicated. Uh, yes and no, actually, because the thing is, I've been studying myself and other people in terms of psychology quite much, and so I'm quite knowledgeable about this topic. But sadly, it doesn't make things much easier, to be honest, because, like I've told you, on one hand, I would love to get into a relationship, but on the other hand, I know that I'm somewhat too nice. That it's easy to take advantage of my niceness, of my love. And so, yeah, this makes me really think about my future action. Because, for example, I'm doing quite well with the ladies. I mean, it's not like that every girl is fasting over me. No, this is not the case. But in the dance courses I go to, um, the thing is that they're mainly 14. And the thing is, they always think I'm much older. So yesterday the situation was, I go there and dance with one girl, and pretty much the first question is like, "How old are you?" And I just And I just like flipped the question and was like, "What do you think I am?" And but she said like, "Yeah, I think you look much older than you are." And then she's gone with 19. I was like, "No, 18." I was like, "No, 17." And yeah, and she was like, "No, that's crazy," kind of like that. And yeah, that was pretty much the whole interaction. Um, but yeah, and after that, still there was a lot of interest, which I'm not used to seeing where the dance calls before then. I mean, sure, there was always a little bit of interest just to keep like the conversation flowing, kind of. But I felt like genuine interest, like genuinely asking, like, "Oh, and for how long are you dancing?" And this and that, and I was like, "Damn." And yeah, so what I what I see is dating dynamics because guys or men usually date down, women up, and this is not only in terms um, of SMV, sexual market value. Now this sounds very autistic, and it is, but for example, um, yeah, if you would just compare me to myself when I was 14, huge difference. The difference is impalpable in terms of how good I look right now, in terms of knowledge, um, and also about knowledge about life and everything. And I think that's the same reason why it is so hard for me to get a girl my age that is also of my interests and like fitting of me. Because the problem is if they date up, who I essentially have to compete with is guys that are 19, 20, or something like that. And the thing is, to the best of my ability, I don't think I can. The thing is, 3 years, like 3 years, 3 years more of life experience, 3 years more time to having been able to make some money, 3 years of more of having had more relationships. So, like, how am I supposed to compare to that? You know? But yeah, and that's kind of what has been going through my mind in terms of that. But the thing is, what would I want from a 14-year-old is the question. Like, yeah, of course, love and cool, but the thing is, I remember when I was 14, I was dumb shit. And so, and, and I mean, especially what are their parents supposed to think? They just see me, a guy who is not too bad looking, incredibly good with working out, as is quite good at speaking, and that's about many subjects, and is funny and all of that. Has like some nice hobbies, and then you would ask yourself, why does this man want something from my 14-year-old daughter and doesn't have a girlfriend his age? Because then the cocks are turning in your head, and then you realize like, wait, something is fucked up right here, and it is. I think you compare easily, if not in a better way. You act more mature than any teenager. I thought you were nearly 30 anime. Yo. Yeah, the thing is, I I do compare it to 20-year-olds, but also not too much there because the problem is, I think especially in terms of relationships. I mean, in regular everyday interactions, I think it doesn't show that much, but especially something that I'm very anxious about where I don't have a lot of experience, and also where other people cannot give you that experience. You can watch as many videos on dating, on relationship, coaches, experience, whatever. It will not help you because you've got to make those experiences, you got to get hurt, and then you realize how things actually work out. That's just the way it is, sadly. And yeah, but the thing is, let's not get too depressed because it's not like I can't get any girls. It's just that I haven't found the right one. And so, yeah, do I wish to find the right one? No longer having to search. I really do. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's another thing because I'm completely against casual hookups. And this is actually not from a religious point of view. I mean, I do am religious, but it is from a point of understanding how it works that I'm against it. But yeah, I think I will talk about this in the next set. First, let's drink something, hit the next set, and then talk about it. I've heard the cat. Milky, he ain't coming. Ah. As I said, you have to learn how things work, and that means probably few failed relationships before you find the one. Yeah, I mean, made good progress in that regard, but just one thing, just hitting the. It's not quite centered. Whew. Uh, yeah, I mean, the thing that I figured out is that you really gotta respect yourself in a relationship. And well, that's something I haven't done too much, mainly because of being so starved of love. I mean, it's not like my parents don't love me, they actually do. But yeah, I still crave a romantic partner, of course. And yeah, that's hard to find, man. Hmm. But the thing, but I think with my now knowledge, I could actually handle those situations quite well. Because, yeah, one thing I realized is emotional distancing. Because sometimes we get so caught up in our own emotions that we don't really realize what kind of nonsense we're either doing or saying. Um, I can really well write paragraphs that are very self-criticizing, and it's not about that actually, because like, oh yeah, I've explained this to my to the girl, like how my last relationship failed, and it was just probably because I wasn't her um, her trauma, because we love the same way, or we want to be loved the same way our parents have loved us. This is then what we crave. But the thing is, if our parents loved us kind of shittily, if they were avoidant or whatever, this is then the kind of love that we crave. And yeah, so it was literally bad RNG. And yeah, and this is something you just have to figure out, and this is like life experience. Then you realize like, oh yeah, sometimes things just don't fit together, and you can play it perfectly, and it doesn't work out. Yeah, this is definitely sad, and but yeah, I gotta live with it, and also you gotta realize like, okay, this is actually how it works. But yeah, I think I wanted to say something, and I can't remember what. Um, Perry grew. Do you remember what I wanted to say after the set? Kind of forgot about it. But yeah, let's do some flexing. You don't remember exactly? Ah, no worries. I hope I'm not distracting you from the workout. Oh no, no worries. I mean, that's kind of the thing. I want to work out, but also have those deep conversations because I at least hope that I can somewhat resemble a sense of brotherhood. That while I'm talking about my problems, that you can kind of find yourself in some of them and relate to the things that I say, and also the um, kind of solutions that I postulate, that I formed in my mind. So yeah, one of the things I wanted to do in terms of dating is just to kind of try to chill out, and before trying anything serious, just going and having a deep conversation about what we want from life. Like, for example, in terms of children, very important. Um, and also how the opinion on sex is, especially casual sex, because for me it's the most disgusting thing. Um, yeah, then just life in general. I'm a super optimistic person. It is I would call myself hopelessly optimistic because where there is no hope, I'm still optimistic, which is kind of interesting. And so yeah, then also about hobbies, what the what hobbies me do, because like if the girl dances and does workouts and also likes to be massaged, like shit, man, it's already kind of a match. I've seen you and Harry. It it's Harry, or no, it's not Henry, it's Harry. Have some deep talks. Yeah, sometimes they're a bit more casual, but sometimes they're also a bit more deeper. And so yeah, I think if you kind of like match, have a vibe, and then also have those deep talks, then you can kind of like see in which direction people would go, and then I can accurately assess if if it makes sense to be in a relationship or not. And the thing is, I would then have to reason that out logically, not emotionally, because emotionally, I'm so optimistic that like you could wave the biggest red flags in my face. I would just tell you straight up, fuck it, I'm better. You know me, you don't know me. I not like in the way like I can fix her, but still kind of in the way I can fix her. Um, but no, I'm way too optimistic and being like, oh shit, a girl actually loves me. Might want to get that, you know. I would say most people, at least here in the US, don't know what they want until their late 20s. Yeah, that's kind of the problem that many people are just going through life not knowing anything about themselves or what they want or anything at all. And so they just walk through life doing what they crave and don't even realize how much, on one hand, they're destroying their life, but on the other hand, why they even crave those things in the first place. The reason why I detest casual hookups is not because I hate it per se, but because of what it is essentially. Because you don't fuck with this other person because, oh yeah, sex is fun. No, because sex is the most potent expression of love. And the people want to be loved. That's why they do it. But they also don't want to have the commitment. They don't want to commit themselves because this would put them in a vulnerable state, in a state where they can get hurt again. No whore or player has been born. They have all been made. And I've seen this countless of times. Like, no shit. I have hands on experience of people I know that turned those ways because of being hurt in relationships and just don't want to be hurt again. I know this. And that's why I hate on casual hookups because I know it doesn't work. I know the workaround sounds fantastic, but doesn't work because you cannot fuck without emotions, and because you also do not want to fuck without emotions. I mean, you want to be loved. That's the thing, but you don't want to have the commitment. It's the same thing why we play video games, why we watch social media or anything. Video games. You want to level up, you want to progress, you want to elevate your status, but you don't want to do the hard work. You want the easy route. And what is the most easiest route than to do it in a video game? You know? In a video game, you can easily level up, this and that. That's the reason why people play video games. And that's the same reason why I've taken a step back from it. Because I know it's only hurting myself. It only takes away from real life. That's what I realized. I call it living unconsciously. It's becoming more and more common. Yes. Because the thing is, it's way easier. You just pull up your phone, you open it up. Then, boom, 3 clicks, you're already on your favorite social media site. And then one more click, and then you're on the feed with the shorts or reels or whatever you want to call it. Then you scroll, 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 scroll. This is how easy it is. And this is dangerous. And yeah, probably because I'm so far ahead in some terms of life, that's hard for me to actually find someone who's actually on the same page. I mean, yeah, you have people that do actually are quite knowledgeable. But the thing is, even the like, I've got a friend who's in my class who's super damn smart, and he's still consuming video games and social media. And I just ask myself, like, with such intellect, how could you have not come to the same conclusions as I have? Because I can see how much this is damaging uh, him, because like he's sometimes playing in class and this and that, and it is sad to see. I mean, there is another component of ADHD that plays into that, but you know, the thing is, those video games, the scrolling makes the ADHD worse, and so it's hard. But yeah, I'm not judging him. I just think he can do better, and I want to see him do better. But yeah, Nicholas, hello. Well, nice to have you all here, but sadly, I've got school, and so I actually gotta go, take a shower, and then well, let's go. I really don't like to, but yeah, guys, it was a pleasure having you here. Thank you very much for all joining me. So, love you guys. Bye. Mwah.